She had a habit of reflecting on the past, especially when she was unhappy. She envisioned different outcomes for her present situation if she had made different choices. What would have happened if she had never smiled at him in Monte Carlo? She met him while she was on tour of the French Riviera. Does anyone call it that anymore? She had just left the Ritz-Carlton in Cannes and was at the casino in Monte Carlo. Yes, she was reliving all her childhood movies, To Catch a Thief with Grace Kelly and Cary Grant. Cannes, the city of the French movie festivals. She loved the glamour, and she was grateful her career had allowed her to experience all of this. She was sitting at the roulette table in Monte Carlo. She had just won while betting on number 26. She looked up and saw the dazzling display of a man. He was wearing a classic tuxedo, the smoking, as the Europeans called it. They exchanged glances, and she smiled at him, and suddenly he was seated by her side. My, was he good looking. But what really got her was his hazel eyes and beautiful smile, and then his deep, soft voice. May I join you? He asked. In her mind, of course you can, darling. But she politely replied, yes, please do. Soon, they had to leave the roulette table because they were distracted by their own conversation. They stayed at the bar to have a drink, and from that point on, their history together began. How ironic. She had traveled across the Atlantic Ocean to meet a man from her hometown of New York City. Amazingly, they had both had interesting lives, and now they were both seeking to enjoy life, leave behind that hard labor, and just find joy. What a pleasant surprise when he invited her to his yacht, and before long they were sailing the Greek Isles. The Greek Isles, darling, how romantic. They were swimming in the blue waters of the Mediterranean, and yes, she was skinny dipping, and it was exhilarating. Those were heady times. But now there was a distance between them, and now, in this moment of unhappiness, she wonders what would have been if she had never smiled at him. The distance was caused by a slight change in fortune. There was business he had to attend to in order to stop the financial drain. This took away from their goal of enjoying life. There was a pause in the pursuit of pleasure. The distance occurred because of his preoccupation. Suddenly, he had to work a little more. And her resentment of missing time with him and the slight change in lifestyle was frustrating to her. She understood she was being a bit unreasonable and throwing a tantrum. But hey, she had expectations and a desire for a certain lifestyle. Things were not going her way, and it frustrated her. It was at this point she was reflecting on the past and the way she would have felt floating free without the compromise of a relationship. It was at this moment of reflection that he was once again by her side. She started to share her thoughts with him about what ifs. What if we never got together? Do you think the situation would have been different? What? And he looked at her and asked if she was unhappy with him and unhappy in their lives. As she gazed into his eyes, those eyes that she had fallen in love with, she realized the answer was no. She was not unhappy with him or their life together. She was just uncomfortable in the moment. She was uncomfortable with the change. And she knew that she was uncomfortable in the now. He looked at her and repeated his question. Are you unhappy with me? Are you unhappy with our life? As she stared back at him, he continued. The past, the present, the future mean nothing to me without you. All I want is to be here, now, with you. She smiled and understood the futility of looking back or racing forward to the future or wishing for different choices. He was right. The past, the present, the future meant nothing without him. He kissed her, and they laughed at life and the irony of the human condition. Life was not filled with champagne and penthouse suites, but there were moments of beautiful sunsets and comfortable beds. If you enjoyed this, please remember to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share.